Hello and welcome to Fox Forge, continuing to be brought to you in glorious reverse widescreen. Today we're taking a look at another Warhammer Fantasy kit. This time, it's kind of hard to tell what it is, especially from up there, not being able to see very well. Get my pointing knife here. So I'll just get right into it. This is the Dwarf Cannon / Organ Gun kit for none of these games. Okay. One of these games, but we're not going to talk about that. This time around, the box has got not much to say about it at all, except for they've slapped the Citadel, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and Warhammer 40,000 logos on every single facing of this box. One moment. There we go. Nice and bright. And on the back it has a generic small parts warning. Although it doesn't say how old you have to be to mess with this. Oh, nope, there it is, 12. Jeez. So you can't be 0 to 3 or younger than 12. That's real nice. Okay, so let's just open this thing up. This is a lot like the Empire State Troops. I've had this for ages. So we'll start off with the traditional, kind of terrible Games Workshop instruction booklet, leaflet, piece of paper folded in half. And it's basically exactly the same as the Empire one. Little bitty instructions here, symbols that nobody cares about here, and pictures of the 2 different ways to assemble this with 4 crew members instead of the 3 it comes with, which is that's something. There's not much to say about these instructions, aside from they're kind of not great. Like, whenever I read this, I still wasn't entirely sure how to put this thing together, which I haven't done yet. I'm working on it after I finish this video. But this, it gives you only the vaguest ideas of where everything is supposed to go, since it shows everything in these exploded out views. There's the assemblies for the cannon and organ gun. And on the back leaflet there are the bits for the 3 crewmen, which don't strike me as terribly handy for building, because aside from the bodies, every single other bit of these guys is optional, and you can customize them however you like. But I suppose they needed to put it on here somewhere. And one thing about this instruction booklet is that throughout it, at various points, it indicates the existence of bits and pieces of extra stuff. And I love these bits and pieces. They might be my favorite part of this kit. Possibly more so than the models themselves. So we'll pull out these screws along with the bases. And it's a strange thing because it only comes with 3 dwarves, but it has 4 bases. And they're square, which I love! I love the square bases. I was so happy when I found that out. And I will stop telling you guys about how happy I am about the fact that they have square bases when I stop being happy about them having come with square bases. So I may as well start with this one here, which is mostly cannon parts / organ gun parts. And there's nothing much to say about this one here. It's a very simple kit. I like these gears here that fit into the gears on the frame itself. It's absolutely loaded with detail. It's beautiful, especially the cannon and organ gun barrels themselves. Oh boy, I brought out things to say. Well, I guess that means that's the end of this bit. So we'll put this one to the side. Oh no, there is one thing. This kit has them, and the Empire Cannon kit have them. These little ring bits for hauling the cannon are on here. They come with it, obviously. And let me see if I can find a picture of what I mean here. Okay, well I can't. It just has to do with how some people, particularly the people at GW who put together and painted and photographed the cannon and organ gun for the website, pick, instead of these two narrow bits, one of these two, or actually both of them in some cases, giant wide bits to put on the front ends of the cannon frames here, which just irritated the hell out of me. And I suppose now that I finished that little story, it has nothing to do with the kit itself. So that was fun. Oh, here's the thing. You might be able to see here that there's little bits sticking out of the end of the cannon barrel here. And that's not a design thing. It's not a design feature. It's just a flaw from the molding process. It has nothing to do with the kit itself, just with this specific molding of it. But I felt like that was worth mentioning. So, if I was grading this, it might receive a down mark for that. Now this bit has the dwarves and all of the many, many, many accessories. This kit has a stupid number of accessories. I love it. Much more than the Empire kit. Oh, and I forgot to mention one extra bit. I mentioned the bone on the Empire kit, but I didn't mention the other extra bit that didn't need to be there that I was really happy was. It was a little bottle, which is somewhat pertinent to this because of the dwarves and their famous alcoholism. But that's neither here nor there. But you see, we've got 3 dwarf bodies and 3 dwarf torsos, which are all very, very, very similar to the dwarf bodies from the warrior kit. It would surprise me if I was to find that these body parts were not compatible with one another, because they appear to be. Okay, now I'm just going to go through the rest of the bits. It comes with this little bitty shield that has a little bitty cannon on it, and I love it because there's absolutely no reason for it to be there, and it's just a cute little thing. There's a helmet here, a dwarf helmet, with no head underneath it, which is amazing. It's the first time I've ever seen that, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the last, too. We have a little scope here, the wheelbarrow, which I like. So many of these, not just like the bits like the shield and the helmet, which you could put on a model, are just like set dressing. Like with the Empire kit, you have like a barrel and a little chest, presumably full of like fuses or flint and tinder or something. This pickaxe here, which is very reminiscent of the pickaxes given to the dwarf miners. If I can get a fucking dwarf miner kit on this show, I will. I've wanted one of those for so long. This shovel here, while a bit tiny, I suppose dwarf-sized, is very reminiscent of those that were included with the Battle for Skull Pass set, which were also just set dressing in the form of little shovels sunken in the ground with a helmet and a sign on them. And there are so many arms with different bits and bobs. It's a torso. And it's just a lovely kit. There's a lot of character here, and you can tell that they really want you to take it and make your own crew with it. They say, well, what do you want from this kit? Do you want guys with tools or guys with bare arms, or what do you want? It's great. I love it. Absolutely beautiful. And here's another thing that I really like, is this arm here holding a little crank lever bit. You see it's got a little socket here for putting on. And there's a similar bit right here without a hand on it for going onto the frame of the cannon, which is just another example of the kit saying, how do you want to build this? What kind of story do you want to tell with this model? And it's just beautiful. Beautiful. So I think that's about all I've got to say for this kit. Really thought I'd have more because I've loved looking at this kit so much. It's a beautiful kit. Beautiful. Well, I suppose that's it. I'm really at a loss for further stuff to say. So that being that, I'll say thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And since I'm sitting at 0 subscribers, yeah, I know you haven't. Popping my fingers here, hope you don't mind. And yeah, that'll be it. This has been the Forge Master for Fox Forge. Thank you for watching.